Suppress those troopers!
Copy that, Commander.
Oh, I'm gonna burst mode.
Another unit inbound!
Firing!
They'll do everything they can to keep us grounded.
Just get me in the Corvus. I'll fly us out of here.
Okay, I don't know how to switch to burst mode. I gotta Google it. Sorry. See, you can't do this, I'm sorry. That was just a joke. Where's my gun? don't want it to take away anything.
Stand your ground!
Yes, Commander!
Return fire! Suppress those troopers!
On it! Enemy heavy weapons ahead! Walker ahead!
Target in sight! Another unit inbound!
I see them!
They'll do everything they can to keep us grounded.
Just get me in the Corvus. I'll fly us out of here.
Bro, am I blowing myself up? I don't know what's blowing me up.
Stand your ground! Hold the line!
Give him a target.
Suppress those troopers!
On it! Walker ahead!
Another unit inbound!
I see them!
With no shield, this is actually fucking hard.
Stand your ground!
We're with you, Commander Versio. Fire!
Suppress those troopers!
Copy that, Commander.
Another unit inbound!
Firing!
They'll do everything they can to keep us grounded.
Just get me in the Corvus. I'll fly us out of here. Get up! Get up!
No idea what killed me. Most irritating part of this.
Stand
Never
your
have any
ground.
idea what the fuck killed
We're
you.
with you, Commander Versio.
Suppress those troopers! Roger!
Officer nearby. Walker ahead.
Didn't mean that. Another unit inbound!
I see them.
They'll do everything they can to keep us grounded.
Just get me in the Corvus. I'll fly us out of here. I think that's the wrong way.
bubble. I pushed the bubble.
Stand your ground! Yes, Commander! Suppress those troopers! Roger! Retire fire!
Heavy spotted!
Take cover! Stand your ground! Hold the line!
I don't know where to go. I don't know what to do.
Stop them now! Suppress those troopers! On it! Protect me!
Officer spotted!
Another unit inbound!
Firing!
Stand your ground!
Yes, Commander! Don't let up!
Suppress those troopers! Roger! Come here!
Get up! Get up!
Much for that.
Stand your ground!
We're with you, Commander Versio!
Suppress those troopers! Roger!
See a heavy!
Another unit inbound!
Eyes on an officer!
They'll do everything they can to keep us grounded.
Just get me in the Corvus. I'll fly us out of here.
Get him, droid. Droid, shield me!
ATST incoming!
Hold off that scout walker!
I'll try to destroy the fire!
Ramp is down. You're clear to board, Commander. Right behind you.
I had my shield up, bro. You're triggering me now.
Stand your ground. Hold the line. Suppress those troopers.
Officer, ahead! Walker ahead!
Another unit inbound.
Shots just keep coming in so fast. I don't know what to do about them, if I'm being completely honest.
Stand your ground.
We're with you, Commander Bercio!
I refuse to switch difficulty. I refuse.
Suppress those troopers.
It says suppress, but like they don't get suppressed.
Another unit inbound.
Firing!
They'll do everything they can to keep us grounded.
Just get me in the Corvus. I'll fly us out of here. Enemy with heavy weapons spotted.
Cover me, droid. Shock.
ATST incoming!
Hold off that scout walker.
I'll crack droid fire!
Ramp is down. You're clear to board, Commander.
Everyone inside now.
You heard the commander, move!
We did it. We out here. We ballin'. What's up?
Admiral Versio. Agent Hask reporting. Mission accomplished, sir.
Congratulations, Commander Hask.
So, we're not completely alone. Some of the crew stayed with us. Protected the refugees against those who wouldn't.
How are they?
Shaken. Confused. But safe. Just want to know what's next.
We have to warn people.
Who? The rebels? They're just gonna toss us in Sunspot Prison before we can even say a word.
That's why I think you should just take the Corvus and go. Leave me a TIE fighter. I'll set off a distress call, wait for the rebels to find me.
You really think I'm gonna let you just float out here alone? Del. We're Infernal Squad. You and me.
You and me, baby. It's fuck.
This is Iden Versio of the Imperial Raider Corvus, sending a general distress call to the Rebel Alliance. We surrender.
Contact the General now.
So you thought it was a trap, but brought them on board anyway?
You're always telling me to take risks. Seemed like the most irresponsible thing I could do.
That a boy.
What's this fuck boy want? Actually, something I should get on.
I'm General Lando Calrissian. You must be the Imperial defectors I've heard so much about.
General, we've already told your people everything we know.
Let's take a walk.
Okay. What is this?
A bad idea.
To settle a bet, Trip thinks you're Imperial spies.
What do you think?
I think you're scared, running for your lives.
Hey, this way.
Listen, you gave us good intel on Operation Cinder. In return, I've got 2 starfighters just for you.
Wait, you're letting us leave?
That's right, start a new life, find somewhere safe.
Somewhere you can track us?
We're too busy for that.
We just got word that Operation Cinder is headed to Naboo.
You have to stop it.
I think we can handle it.
You're wrong. The Empire's changing, and so are its tactics.
If that's the case, why not come with us? Help save Naboo.
We're not here to join your rebellion.
No one's asking you to.
This is a one-time deal. You can leave right now, or you can help stop it.
You really trust us to fight beside you?
What can I say? I'm a big believer in second chances. Come on, I'll show you to your ships.
We don't even know how to fly X-Wings.
Should be easy for Special Forces.
What's the alternative, Iden?
So, what's it going to be? All fighters, begin your attack.
Lando, your timing couldn't be better. This is Princess Leia Organa. Form up on my position.
Lando, protect the princess. We'll destroy those Cinder satellites.
I'm right behind you.
Oh, I'm sure you are. Just know if either of you tries something, I'll shoot you down myself.
You really think you could?
They don't call me Danger Leader for nothing.
I'm seeing a heat signature under the central satellites.
That should be the thermal power core.
Then that's where we focus our firepower. Whoa! Look out! I see.
Not sure what I've done so far. Not even sure which character it's on.
Checking.
Eververse isn't just a title, it's a family philosophy. Always another mile, and forever another tomorrow.
Hi.
Sure, rhythmic physical expressions won't win a fight, but they feel good. And feeling good is
Switch the
better than
routes.
I was just
Hi again. Sign here.
has changed so much lately. Glad Guardians of Violet.
I can work with this.
They showed those new jump ships on the newsfeed. Impressive.
Where would we go?
The oldest encryption methodology sometimes contained the greatest treasures, and sometimes, well, not.
Stuck on all this. I'll be here when it breaks. Forgot what I was doing.
I guess it's official.
Show them that they can't mess with us.
Why don't they do something? This is taking forever.
I think I have something you will like. Let's find out.
Guardian?
Stock's always changing. Don't take too long.
Cryptoarchaeology.
Just gonna take
We work slowly, hoping our efforts bear fruit.
Talk or walk, friend.
resolved a conflict with words,
Been there a while, yeah.
I can get you the data.
Prime piece of tech here.
Sorry.
Orbit won't see things through. They'll run when it gets too tough.
Anything you can donate, Dead Orbit can recycle it.
Where was I?
I keep getting lost. I keep thinking I'm in the old tower.
I honestly can't figure out which one of these is better.
No.
I haven't had a good night's sleep since the attack. Every time I close my eyes, I see the Red Legion.
I fucking love X. Hilarious.
Checking, checking, checking. Acknowledged. Done. Done. All done.
Looking for something in particular?
I still can't believe this is home.
We drove the Red Legion out. We'll do the same to whomever comes next. Looking for something in particular?
Told us this was going to happen, and it's going to get worse.
I just want a leader who talks straight.
I still can't believe this is home.
Fenchurch says a lot of fantastic things. I tend to believe him. Don't get too distracted by the new setup, Guardian.
It's decent. Nothing special.
When I lost Carlos and Maria, there was no one person I could blame for it. I thought that would make it easier. But looking at you,
I can get you inside.
I'm not so sure.
I just feel like fucking around for a minute while I do these fucking puzzles.
This tower certainly smells different than the old one.
Need some new moves, Guardian? Maybe a new look? It's easy math, Guardian. You got the silver, Eververse has the goods.
Welcome, my friend. Use it well. It is yours.
Assignment in progress.
Do not.
Fuck, I hate when it does that. Oh, I forgot what I was fucking looking at.
They don't have the resources for it.
Okay.
You remind me of something.
Yes. Done.
Ooh. Hmm. Man. Reset this bitch. You know, do this shit all over again. This is the best room. Could be the video that's wrong, because oh gosh, I'm this shit. I do it never. God damn, I need something to just fucking run through this. I got nothing really. Damn. Fuck. Wonderful. You fucking kidding me? Good. use a fucking hand cannon. If it don't work, I don't know, dude. This guy made a fucking bad video. Let's see what he's got on the board to start with. Oh, what the fuck? AXA, TXA, X, Alien X. Okay. Bottom left. Bottom right. Top middle. Middle. Yo, that's why he got me fucked up. In his video, he fucking goes over to like one of these ones, and then he goes, like, he's aiming at this one, and then he fucking hits the one in the middle. He's like, oh, it's this one. Oh no, fuck, it's this one. It's like, bro, clarify that. Fucking dickward. Sorry, I'm watching this. Hold on, let me...
The Forge for all players to experience. I want to add even more context as to why the stakes were so high for this. Players flock to solve the first of 7 puzzles, but to even start this puzzle is complex. Monitors appear up top with seemingly gibberish, but it's actually hints for people to use. To start it, players had to shoot Earth, Wind, and Fire. Of course, this is the best solution, as September is the best song ever made. Then put an input of codes that are synonymous with the Black Armory Seasons lore, some visual cues, and symbols found around the forges in the game, including some secret emblems. Yes, you heard that correctly. Other forges in the game were important to unlock this forge, to use it as hints for other puzzles, etc. This has all been one giant puzzle from the beginning for this event. Finally, enter in a backwards cipher 2 spaces from one of the starting routes from a forge, and it will reveal the solution when you zoom in with a bow. Cool? Yeah, that's totally fine and respectable. Can't wait for the rest of Niobe Labs. So please bring your tinfoil hats to this party, because it's about to be wild. So after you do all of that, to even do Niobe Labs, one player must have Hammerhead, another must have the sniper Tatara's Gaze, and finally, someone needs the bow Spiteful Fang. The reason for this is because you can only see certain symbols based off of which weapon you have. So for example, if I use the Hammerhead, I can see letters on the monitors, but if I don't use the Hammerhead, I cannot see them. Keep that in mind for some future code. The sequence of codes was found by a bunch of people pretty fast off the jump. By brute force, people were just inputting random words pertaining to the quote on the monitor, but it was just shoot butterfly. That was the first one, just shoot the letters butterfly. Simple enough, right? Then after that is done, you fight some difficult enemies and poof, you're back to puzzle number 2. Now puzzle 2, 3, and 4 were easy enough, puzzle 4 being my personal favorite, where players literally had to spell out fly while airborne with the Hammerhead. I thought that was pretty cool. So major props to those rounds. And I want to put even more emphasis on how hard this puzzle is and why the emotions for this puzzle were so strong. So every time you fail to solve the puzzle, you not only die, you go back to the very, very beginning of everything. You have to start all over from puzzle number 1. No rally flags, no checkpoints. Factor in all the tough enemies in between the puzzle rounds and all the hours of not getting the solution that you're looking for. It is a grind and it is intense. And to add even more, you only get about 30 seconds to solve each puzzle, or poof, you start all over. Pretty dang tough.
They didn't even show the fucking puzzle, dude.
So, like I said, puzzle 2, 3, and 4 were pretty straightforward, but oh boy, here comes puzzle 5.
Oh, look, it's fucking nothing. Poggies.
I'm gonna need more than Poggies.
Can do there. Big 3 symbols. Well, it's 3 houses. Well, okay. Well, it gives you each house. Well, let's stick a thumb up my ass and then my sister on boot while I shoot bamboo, and then I my dad and he sucks my dick, and then I shoot temple. Like, bro, we're going so far off walls here.
I wish I could understand what's going on here, everyone, and trust me, I tried to do some digging, so if anyone has any explanation in the comments, because yeah, we need it. Puzzle number 6. So after puzzle number 5 has finally been solved through the Raid Secrets community puzzle, number 6 comes along and
tell us what to do with 18 different symbols and 20 different standing places and 25 combinations of potential solutions, just the name of a French forest. That's all. That's it. That's all we needed. Thanks, Bungie.
yes, puzzle 6 was a wild ride. So the way this one was supposed to be broken down was actually by breaking down different gemstones as a number cipher from the code on the very top left to right. Yep, you heard me. Yes, big blue gems mean 3, yellow big means 4, no slash pink is 8, pink shield slash is 2, etc. Next, because you and everyone else immediately jumped to this conclusion, you have to punch in the numbers in an A1Z26 cipher, decrypt these numbers as code, which of course comes out to say a full message in French, then when translated to English comes out to be a large paragraph highlighting a story of the Broceliande forest and the adventures that took place, when in all reality all we needed to care about was just the forest part. Players were screaming at streamers for hours to just shoot tree, and even when the players tried that solution, the hit registration wasn't working, so they had the answer very early on for this one, but because this unfortunate error in the code, the whole extra day happened of players banging their heads on their tearfully drenched keyboards. Eventually though, the solution was found.
Yes.
Get cozy.
Alright, didn't work.
Alright, cool.
Pass over. I'm shooting the middle one.
So, hold on, give me one
This-
sec to switch.
There's not really a middle left in
Alright, I'm
over where
ready.
you want it though. Get on it.
I'm on it.
All right.
Alright, we're good. We're good.
3, 2, 1. Here.
Go. Just keep
Keep
going.
shooting,
Just
just
spam.
never
Just
stop.
spam. Oh my god. Let's go.
There's no way.
Are
You
people
guys
that
fucking love me.
are people that dumb?
Fucking go.
People haven't shot all three at the same time.
After many hours spent, 80 hours into the puzzle, the solution possibilities were getting thinner. Now, just imagine how hard it must have been to get to this moment. It was about to be epic. This image explains the solution very well, and although it's still ridiculously unclear off the get-go, after many hours, days, and just shoot trees later, the puzzle was finally solved. So what was the reward? Well, we got a pretty cool ghost shell and an emblem. Oh, and Bungie already released the Forge before they beat it? This part will split the room for most of you viewing this right now, so I want to be as transparent as possible before giving my own opinion on the matter. So back up before Puzzle 7 has been solved. Day 3 has just rolled around. The puzzle not solved to this point, Bungie makes an announcement that they will be opening the Forge later that day for all players to experience without any of the teams beating it. Bungie says, while coming together as a community to solve puzzles can be fun, setting this puzzle up as a gate between you and new content that you want to play has not been an ideal experience. As such, we will be decoupling the puzzle from the final offering of the Black Armory. All annual pass owners will be able to experience the Bergusia Forge when the puzzle is solved or when the deadline expires, whichever happens first. This sent the community in one of two ways. One side was relieved since they felt like they paid for the content that Bungie should deliver on the promise of that content. On the other side, players felt robbed because they spent days staying up trying to break the secret and unlock the prize for everyone in an event that had brought the entire community together. Frustrating or not, my opinion on this is that Bungie should have let players break the final puzzle to unlock it for everyone instead of giving in to demands of others. I understand and respect why people would want it to be unlocked because hey, you paid for the content. But I am also someone who believes that developers should stick to their vision, so I, like many others, were disappointed by the opening of the Forge before the final puzzle was beaten. So puzzle number 7, it is beaten. Glad, Clyde, and Krusty, with the help of raid secrets and other community members, streamers, and everybody alike, beat the puzzle in one of the most controversial finishes to what otherwise was a roller coaster of an event. What is the takeaway from all this? The takeaway is that this event brought the community together. This got everyone thinking way too far into some things and not far enough into others. This event to me was overall a huge success, just with a poor finale. Looking at you, Game of Thrones. So I lend the question to you, the person who's watching this. Is this something you'd like to see happen again? A puzzle event for viewers across the world to see and participate in? Or does this kind of thing not belong in the game? Anyways, I'd like to say thank you so much for viewing this video. This one took me a long time to create and I appreciate all the support that has been given to me on YouTube and on Twitch. The last video of this type is at 700,000 views at this moment, which is beyond insane, and it's still like a dream to me. And this channel is about to reach 9,000 subs. So from me to you, thank you.
Oh my gosh, of course. Well, just chip spell, right? Rip lunch, just some chip spell.
Yo, what is going on, Guardians, and welcome back to another Destiny 2 gameplay video. Hey, in this video, I wanted to have you guys weigh in on a debate for me, okay? I hear this all the time. You know, I'd like to think that I'm a somewhat sportsman-like individual in the Crucible, but literally anytime I emote a kill, in and out of context, people see that, and every time I do it, there's somebody who gets upset about it, right? Why are you emoting in the Crucible on a kill that's unsportsmanlike, that's degrading? I want to have you guys weigh in on this debate for me and see, kind of gauge the audience, see where y'all stand as a whole. And here's the thing, I'll sort of present my views on emoting in the Crucible, and we'll see what you guys have to say as well. I do, just as a reminder, I read all of my comments. Even, I mean, like last week I had a video that had, what, like 3,000 comments on it. I read them all. Right? I always read the comments. So I can't obviously respond to them all, but I do read them all. So anyways, here we go. Emoting in the Crucible. Is it okay? Is it ethical? Is it a moral thing to do, right? It's kind of, it almost seems silly that we're discussing ethics and morals in a video game, but you know what? These things are universal, and I suppose they permeate into every facet of our lives, including the way that we interact on a gaming platform, because it is still real human-to-human interaction, even if it is through a digital medium of some kind. But emoting. So here's the thing about emotes. Point number one, they're in the game, right? It's an in-game function, and I have some emotes that I actually, you know, I went to Eververse, I saw them, and I thought, I really like that emote. I'm going to use real money to purchase that emote because I like it and I want to use it. So it almost seems counterintuitive to have a feature in the game that you are ethically and morally not allowed to use. You know what I mean? Like, why would I use that emote in a speaking personally, why would I use that emote in a PvE scenario, right? Who am I expressing myself to? It's just, it's for nobody's enjoyment but my own, you know what I mean? Or just interacting with people at the tower. But those are very limited moments in the game where you're gonna actually use those. To me, emotes, the most obvious location, right, to use an emote, to me, feels like in the Crucible, where I'm surrounded by other real people that I can express myself, you know, and do something cheeky, something funny that was built into the game. That feels like the right environment for it. Another thing is, I don't teabag, you know, and I would rather have somebody drop an emote, you know, when I die than to teabag. I mean, it's like, it seems to me like the obvious alternative, ethically and morally, to something like teabagging. And I'm not like crazy opposed to teabagging. I get teabagged literally every time I play this game. So it's water off a duck's back, right? But still, I try to avoid it because I don't enjoy doing it. And emoting seems to me like a decent alternative, I suppose. Another thing, I don't see anything wrong with somebody celebrating or reacting to their own personal accomplishments. I don't get mad when somebody emotes on me, you know, and a lot of times people take it personally. They think it's a, screw you, I beat you, I shot you, I killed you, I outplayed you. When, for all we know, on the other side of, you know, the internet where the other guy is, he could be dropping the emote and saying, look at what I did. I can't believe I pulled that off. I can't believe I made that shot. I can't believe that I was able to make that play. So it's not about you all the time. It's not screw you. It's I'm happy for me. You know what I mean? And a lot of people see an emote on them as a screw you, not a, oh my gosh, I can't believe I made that play. And I think people just jump too quickly to assuming that it's a personal insult. And sometimes, or a lot of times, it might be, you know, it might be somebody trying to be cheeky and be like, haha, gotcha. But you know what? What's the friggin' big deal? I think people are too sensitive about emotes. I've had people tell me they've unsubscribed to me because they saw me drop an emote in the gameplay. and it's something completely out of context. There's been a number of times where I've explained to them, listen, this guy was teabagging me the whole game. This guy was teabagging me for an hour straight as I was in this lobby playing games. So I dropped an emote on him during this gameplay that you see something out of context, and people get butthurt over it, and they see me as the bad guy. And I think that's personally, I think that's kind of silly. You know, you're making an assumption based on something out of context. And I know that that's obviously that's a YouTuber problem, right? You know, like you guys are like, I don't care what people think about your emoting in the Crucible. But anyways, I suppose that was more venting than anything else. Just forget the last 30 seconds. Back to your context, what's applicable to you. I'm sure you don't have people criticizing you, but maybe you get hate mail for it, right? Why are you emoting on me? And you're like, dude, just chill. I think people are a little too sensitive about it. They see it as a screw you, not a look at what I did. And even if it is a screw you, these people, like, they're just nobodies. Like, who are they to you except a stranger on the internet? What does it matter what they think? Or what does it matter if they celebrate a kill on you in a video game? You know what I'm saying? I think it's kind of silly. I think it's kind of petty. And sometimes emoting is a great sort of response to another player that you have you've formed a bit of a rivalry with in a lobby. Maybe you've been in that lobby for 1, 2, 3, 4 games, 5 games. They've started to develop this rivalry with another player, and that happens a ton. And I think the emoting is just a really fun dynamic in those little short rivalries that you get, and you're not going to have that tomorrow or the day after, the week after. It's this person you're probably never going to run into again, chances are. And when you do, you might not even remember them. So it just adds a fun dynamic to those little rivalries as well. So anyways, those are my thoughts. Emoting in the Crucible, is it moral? Is it ethical? Is it okay? I think it is. I think it's a fun, cheeky thing to add in the game. People drop emotes on me all the time, and if I took it personally, I'd be in bad shape because it's just all the time. So I think people get too upset about it. We gotta have some thick skin. Enjoy the video game for what it is. Express yourself. As Tess says, he told me he wanted to express himself, so I gave him a thumbs up, right? She says it's just a way of expressing ourselves in the game, and there's no harm in that, I don't think. Now, you can disagree with me, and if you do, feel free to explain why you do in the comment section below. I don't think that I'm 100% right all the time, and if you disagree with me, I am open to that, okay? And I'm not just going to chew you out and ban you from the channel, blah, 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 and get really defensive. But anyways, neither here nor there. Feel free to let me know as well what other kinds of content you'd like to see on the channel. You know, things like even doing play breakdowns, live commentaries. Do you like my tips and tricks? My more insightful strategic videos? Do you like the loadouts that we build and the builds that we create? What kind of content do you enjoy seeing, and what would you like to see more of? And before you say the 1v1me series, where did it go? It was just on a short hiatus while we had the Shadowkeep launch, and most content creators are, you know, nose down in their work for, you know, a full month. Now that we're on the other side of it, that series will continue, so I'm looking forward to that. Thanks for watching the video, y'all. I hope to catch you in the Crucible. Yo, what is going on, Guardians, and welcome back to another Destiny 2 gameplay video. Hey, in this video, I wanted to chat about what I think are the top 5 reasons that you're dying in the Crucible, right? The top 5 reasons that you're losing your gunfights in Destiny 2. And I've got a list here. We'll break them all down. We'll go through all 5 of them, and I will go ahead and make sure that all 5 of them are listed in the description for those of you guys who are like, I'm only here for 10 seconds. Let me just get the highlights, and I'm a bail. Either way, you can take a look at those, but here we go. We're just going to start with number 1 here. The number 1 reason in my list of 5 that you're losing your gunfights is tunnel vision. Tunnel vision might be the easiest trap for all gamers to fall into, whether you're brand new, you know, or you're a veteran to Destiny 2. We all get our sights set on something, someone, some position, right? We lose track, even for 1 second, of the things that are going on around us. I mean, I remember in year one, people complained so much about audio cues in this game not existing. But people don't use their ears enough. Because, I mean, I did 6 straight hours of 1v1s against challengers the other day on stream. It was super fun. It was one of the most fun streams I've had in a long time. And I played several Legend rank players. I played several Unbroken players. Even a couple of guys with 3.0 and above KADs. It was so much fun. But I talked through what I was doing and thinking to chat during the 1v1s. And some people noted that I was taking into account sounds I was hearing. And for example, at one point, I'm on Burnout, playing this 1v1 against a Wormhusk Arc Battery Hunter using a Last Word and a Sniper. Okay? Now, at one point, I know the guy's on the other side of the grinder, right? That cheese wheel that's spinning. So I run forward to run up against it, right? And I hear him swap to a Last Word. He thinks I'm jumping over. I actually jumped backwards. I ran up to the wall and jumped backwards so that he could hear my jump, and he was ready to Last Word me, right? So he looks up. I'm assuming that he doesn't see me jump over the cheese wheel, and he thinks, oh crap, I lost sight of him. So he does what hunters do when they lose track of something, right? They shade step, because this puts them into like a third person view, right? Which is a big deal. Lets you get a sort of a lay of the room while you're shade stepping. So I hear him shade step. That was my cue. So that was my cue to push him quickly while I knew his arc battery shield was on cooldown now. And I knew that he could no longer negate my firebolt grenades that I was using, because shade step lets you negate the tracking on firebolt grenades, so they're useless in a 1v1 encounter against a good hunter. So now that I know his shade step is burned, I toss the grenade into the room and I sprint in behind my grenade because he can't roll out of it anymore. Sure enough, the grenade tags him, and I'm just able to slide in and go pop with the Last Word, and the gunfight's over. And all of that happened because I was paying attention. I was using my ears to let me know what I should do, right? And chat was quick to note that I took a lot of information in just based off of what I heard, and how I let that inform the decision that I made going forward, how to maximize my loadout against him at the right time. So when you fall into tunnel vision, the tunnel vision trap, it's really easy to filter out all the noises that are happening around you, and you miss reload cues. You miss sounds of specific guns being drawn. You miss footsteps. You miss specific sounds that each subclass makes. Like, you learn what a glide sounds like on a warlock. You learn what or a floof rather, right? You learn what the floof sounds like. You learn what the double jump sounds like on hunters, and so that helps you know what to do moving forward in this gunfight. Another thing that happens a lot with tunnel vision is you become so focused on that guy, right, that you miss how the map is being rotated and the spawns are moving around you, and you might quickly find that your 1v1 turns into a 1v3 because you weren't aware that your position just became the main avenue out of the new enemy spawn location, right? So I could talk about symptoms of tunnel vision for several more minutes, but I want to cover some other things too, so let's move on. The second main cause of death for Guardians in the Crucible is the lack of foresight, right? You need to always be thinking 3 to 5 seconds ahead in the Crucible, okay? Things change so quickly on the battlefield, and you may find that you are unfortunately unprepared for those changes. And that's where you'll fall victim to your own lack of foresight. TV.